Well, well, well. That is not how you drew that one up. The Blazers played hard. The Blazers stormed back. The Blazers had a chance to leave Orlando with a victory, but it was not in the cards. Maybe it was some of that Disney magic blowing down the freeway and settling at the Kia Center. Whatever it was pretty crazy for your Portland Trailblazer fans as they fall to the Orlando Magic 115 to 112. Welcome in to the fifth quarter. I'm your I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the conversation there. This was one of those games, just the last 2 minutes, let me tell you what, made up for the last, let's see, 4 quarters almost, like the last 46 minutes of action. That was pretty boring. That game was wild because it was a Magic team that needed a victory, a Blazer team that needed to get right after that game in Miami, and the game was just it just didn't have a lot of pop in it. And then that last 2 minutes absolutely made up for it. Missed free throws, big buckets. It got a little wild. It got a little wild. I mean, I don't know what you do if you're the Blazers in that situation. The Blazers have been on the side, right, where they get to drop the big shot at the end of the game, right? We know the bad shot, Damian Lillard. Today it was Desmond Bane, a guy who has struggled to get going offensively in his short time here in Orlando, a guy that struggled all night long until it really mattered. But this game, man, let me tell you what, the Blazers, they storm back. Things are in a good spot. You're trying to get up. You're trying to get a victory. I mean, you have clawed back. Like Chad, you heard him say the 11-0 run late in the game, and then Jeremy Grant comes up big.
Kamara waiting for the ball at the hash mark. He gets it. Throws it into Grant. Grant goes up. Fouled, and it counts. He goes up for the ball. It hits off his fingertips, banks it in, and one. This is the Blazers' first lead since 9:52 to play in the second quarter, a 29-28 advantage. They're up 111-110.
Jeremy Grant hits the free throw. It's 112-110. And then you get one of the more insane throw-in, tap-ins, and the foul to Paulo Banchero, right? He gets the shot to tie and one, but he does something crazy. He misses a free throw. He missed 3 of them down the stretch, opening that door for the Trailblazers. The Blazers have a chance, but Drew Holiday turns the ball over with just a little bit more than a second left on the clock. The Magic have one chance at it. All you got to do is make sure you don't foul. Don't foul. Don't send them to the line. Give them a free one. If they get the shot up, you live with the result. Unfortunately, this was the result.
Grant will defend the inbound pass. Still tries to get it in. He does to Bane. Throws him a prayer. Got it. Are you kidding me? Desmond Bane makes his first 3 of the night at the horn, falling away, and the Magic get the buzzer-beating walk-off win on the three-pointer by Desmond Bane.
You just had to mention Bane in the pregame.
It's my fault. It's my fault. 100% my fault.
Bane throws him a prayer. Got it. Are you kidding me? Desmond Bane makes his first 3 of the night. Got it.
I'm gonna I've got to pull this. Like, that just needs to be a drop that we can play throughout the year. God, are you kidding me? I hate that it comes in a bad time for our man Travis Demers, but
got it. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty good.
I'm keeping that one in the archives, Travis.
Got it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, let's get that in the old soundboard.
Let's get that on the soundboard. But Desmond Bane, he comes up big. Like Brendan said, I had to bring him up in the pregame show because he has struggled a little bit. And he's a good player. We saw what he could do offensively in his time in Memphis. The Magic kind of rolled out the red carpet to get him. It just hasn't worked out. Well, guess what? It worked out tonight as the Trailblazers now fall to 5-5. The Magic improve to 5-6. This game, again, it started slow. It was 26-24 after the first quarter. 33-32 was what each team scored in the second. Really, I think you can look at the third quarter where the Blazers offense struggled. They scored just 20 points as a big reason that this game ended up the way it did. They were able to rebound in the fourth, but at that point, it was too little, too late. For the Magic, the biggest lead of the night was 14. 7 was the biggest lead of the night for the Trailblazers. 7 lead changes. They were tied 7 times. Points in the paint went to the Blazers, 48-46. Second chance points went to the Blazers, 13-12. Bench points went to the Blazers, 31-19. I mean, you start looking at this like the Blazers should have won. Unfortunately, they didn't. Taking a look at the box score, let's start on the Orlando Magic side of things. Franz Wagner had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists for Paulo Banchero. Wendell Carter Jr. also had 19 points and 9 rebounds. That's 3 guys with 19 plus and 9 rebounds. So that's a good balance. Desmond Bane, 22 points, 7 assists, and the biggest shot of the night. He was 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. The team as a whole was 8 of 30, good for 26.7%. But that last one was the biggest. Anthony Black rounded out the starting 5. He had 8 points. They were led off the bench by Goga Batazde and Jonathan Isaac, who each had 7. On the Trailblazers side of the box score, Denny Avdia, stellar game, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, just 2 turnovers, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc, 7 of 18 from the floor. Tumani Kamara, 8 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and a blocked shot. Donovan Clingan, a bit of a rough night, 2 points, 9 rebounds, 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. And I did laugh at one point with Brendan going, this team continues to be atrocious from beyond the arc. I can live the rest of my life never seeing Donovan Clingan take another 3. You're 7 feet tall, play in the paint. Just go down there and beat some people up. You're huge. Use it to your advantage.
I mean, I love DC as much as the next guy, but there's a reason he's being left that wide open.
And they are daring him to shoot. And it's pretty bad.
I like, if you're up 10 and it's like, hey, you pass the ball around and you're down to 4 on the shot clock and he's at the top of the 3-point line, sure. But I agree with you,
Don't
Chris.
be drawing those plays up. 13 points, 7 assists, 7 boards for Drew Holiday. 31 points for Shaedon Sharpe, which is a great performance from him. 17 points from Jeremy Grant. Looking back at Shaedon Sharpe, he was 12 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, 4 of 7 from the free throw line. As a whole, the Blazers were 19 of 26 from the free throw line. The Orlando Magic were 29 of 34. And we talked about this in the pregame show. Get to the line. Don't give the other team such a big advantage. Well, once again, the other team went to the line 8 more times than you, and they made 10 more shots than you at the free throw line. Once again, in a game decided by just 3 points, those free throws came in clutch. As Brendan likes to remind you, you got to hit them. You got to hit your free throws. Got to go back to practice. You can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. If you want to join the conversation with us today, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there.
I mean, Chris, isn't it funny the things you remember? And it's like when I made that joke and that comment to you, I can still remember rec youth basketball with, coach being like, you got to make free throws, man. You got to make your free throws. They're free. You got to make your free throws, man.
Got to. You got to. They're free shots. It's
cliche, I know, but it's still funny.
It is cliche, but I struggle to understand why anybody who's making millions of dollars a year to be a professional basketball player struggles at the free throw line.
How many how many Paolo missed tonight? Obviously, It worked out okay for Orlando, but I'll take it a step further, Chris. If you're one of the supermax players in the NBA and you're missing just 1, 2, 3, however many free throws it was, that's it makes us average folk be like, man, how?
Yeah, it's how is a good way. Just gotta do it. But I guess it's the same as the guy who gets paid to, type on a website like this guy over here sometimes, and has a spelling error or 2 or 10. It happens. It absolutely happens. All right, this is the fifth quarter. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. You can follow me on social at Chris J. Burkhardt. You can follow super producer Brendan at B_slot. And, of course, follow the radio station at Rip City Radio 620. We're going to take a quick little break here. When we come back, we're going to head to the drive of the night and the shot of the night. I don't know which order. Brendan gets the pick. That's why he's the producer. We're going to find out what they are. I really hope it's not what I think it is. Brendan does like to poke the bear sometimes. I did get Beaver talk off my chest, so he might be a little mean. We'll find out after the break here on your home of the Blazers. Rip City Radio 620.
Kamara waiting for the ball at the hash mark. He gets it. Throws it into Grant. Grant goes up. Fouled and it counts. He goes up for the ball. It hits off his fingertips. Banks it in and one. This This is the Blazers' first lead
That was nice.
since 9:52 to play in the second quarter, a 29-28 advantage. They're up 111-110.
As you heard me say, that was nice. That was nice. Unfortunately, it didn't hold. It didn't hold as the Blazers fell to the Orlando Magic. A late turnover by Drew Holiday gives the Magic a chance, and the rest, it is history. And let's talk about that late game situation. I see social media and all that is obviously the tell, right? It tells you everything you need to know about how a game plays out. A lot of people dogging Drew Holiday for that turnover and trying to blame him for the loss. And it's okay. Why though? Because you could ask Shaedon Sharpe to, not miss a free throw. You could have looked at a billion other plays that happened in that game. I mean, if Paulo Banchero hits free throws, you might not have a chance. Like, there's so much that plays into it rather than look at the one play where he turned the ball over trying to make a play. And it's not great. I mean, you don't like to end that situation, but blaming, Drew's just the worst. He's absolutely terrible. And if you watch that replay, it does very much look like Black gets that left arm in there right across both of his arms as he goes to get around Banchero guarding him. Banchero played that thing clean. Black definitely looks like he got a little bit of arm. And also, what about the bogus goaltending call? I mean, that looked like a goaltend to the broadcast, looked like a goaltend to the radio, looked like a goaltend to me. And I mean, that could have added an extra point there if Shea would have hit that free throw after that rather than having to go to the line twice. So there's so many things that you could look at to be upset about, but I mean, it's a game. As Brett says in the YouTube chat, and this is a good comment right here. Please, let's remember what life was like at this time last season. I'm so thankful these guys are in every game now, can master splitter, which I love, sees the teaching opportunity. And Brett, I was just texting a buddy during the break about that same thing. The last two games, really, these are two games that the Blazer team that we've watched for the last few years would not have clawed back into. That once they took that big haymaker swing from the other team would have collapsed. This team is fighting. They're playing hard. They're giving you effort. They are playing a good brand of basketball. There are things that aren't happening, right? Maybe you turn the ball over. Maybe you don't hit your free throws like we talked about. But the effort is there, and that has been lacking at times over the last few seasons. And with a young team, you are going to learn from games like this. This is a great game. The loss is unfortunate, but the team right now is 500 for a team that many people predicted to be worse than that. I mean, I had them as a 41-win team, so I'm right there. They're playing 500 ball, have had an absolute gauntlet of a schedule. It sucks that the two games right now that they dropped, Miami and Orlando, were winnable games. You still got New Orleans, that's a winnable game. You got Dallas on this road trip, that's a winnable game with how bad they've been playing. I mean, there's so much here that you can look at and understand where the bigger picture lies. Okay, this team is not tanking. They are trying to win ball games, and sometimes it's just how the cookie crumbles. It's the NBA. It's hard to be upset, though, when the team is actually giving you the E word. They're giving you effort. They are playing hard for 48 minutes and then have some mental mistakes that you would hope that they can learn from. And not even the guys, who did the thing. Okay, Drew Holiday tries to cut through two guys, turns the ball over. That's something that the young guys can learn from. They didn't have to be the one with the ball in their hand dribbling, but it's something they can learn from. So I would hope that these type of games you get better from. You are forged in fire, and you are in the fire right now. That is not a bad thing. I mean, do we forget that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was when the season started, how there were so many people, Vegas has this team at 35 wins. I'm taking the under. I might take the over, but, I mean, they're going to struggle to be a play-in team. Well, if the expectation was a play-in team, they're playing like a play-in team right now. I think they're playing exactly how we anticipated them to play, and I think they're going to get better. And I think a lot of the things that we are seeing throughout now this first 10 games will continue to fix themselves. The kinks will be ironed out in the long run. I mean, we have sat here and fans especially have completely dogged Shaden Sharp for his shooting, or he can't shoot the three-pointer. He struggles from there. He's been terrible. He's 12 of 18 tonight. So maybe this is the start. Hopefully it's the start of something big, a nice run, those type of things. Like, I am not worried so much about the wins and losses as I am about what am I seeing from this team. And again, compared to the last few years, this team is giving me something to enjoy, even in a loss. Like, there's been, one game, and that was the Lakers. We're like, what the heck just happened? And even that, things were struggling, but it didn't feel like the team was just, we're sailing, we're mailing it in. I mean, look at what the team did against Oklahoma City. That was a game that Oklahoma City came out firing in the first quarter, and they were up big. And you're like, oh my gosh, 3 more quarters of this? This is going to be a brutal night. But the team never stopped pushing. They never stopped pushing, and they got an upset win. You'll learn from nights like this. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Good performances from your starters. Jeremy Grant had another solid game. I mean, Chris Murray off of the bench tonight had a good game where, you look at only 3 points in 18 minutes, but he's playing the role well. He's doing what you need him to do. He had a steal in there, an assist, a couple boards, no turnovers. Robert Williams continues to get into game shape, playing just under 15 minutes. I think there might still be a minutes restriction there. Okay. Now, it's easy to get mad at Drew Holiday because he turned the ball over, or people, wish Shea would have hit that shot. I wish Donovan Clingan would have gave you more than 2 points in 29 minutes. If we want to worry about what happens in 1 micro millisecond, give me more than 2 points in 29 minutes of action. That's a game changer right there. Donovan Clingan was the 7th overall pick. Donovan Clingan is now your starting center. Donovan Clingan, respectfully, should be going out there and scoring more than Sidy Cissoko. Am I wrong? So you could point the finger at multiple different things. But still, at the end, the team played good effort, good basketball. Sometimes the other team just hits the game-winning shot. That's what happened tonight. That's what happened tonight. If you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can go to youtube.com and join the chat there. Sean says Blazers may have a 500 season and still be in the lottery. Feels like a win-win. Have a good season and still keep their pick. And there's different kinds of good seasons, too. I mean, being 500, you could be a team that is struggling to be 500 and was projected to be better. If the Blazers get to 500 this year, that's a great season, Sean. Look at what they've done and progressively tried to get better every single year. That's a win in my book. Brett says Drew's been great despite some bad choices tonight. Shea looks like he's feeling better. Feed him. I agree. Let's shoot for the 11th spot. Yeah, worked for Dallas. Sharp does look better. He needs to continue to be aggressive. Still feels like he has another level to step into. Hey, aggressiveness is what you need. Just go out there. Do your thing. Put the ball on the floor. Just be the freak athlete that you are. I think good things will happen. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go to the Coach's Corner, hear what Tiago Splitter had to say. We're also going to hand out a game ball. But before we leave you, it's time for our shot of the night.
Loose ball is controlled by Holiday. Blazers down 500 minutes to play. Here's Opthia. Gives it to Shaden. Shaden on the wing to Holiday. Fakes, dribbles, steps back, thought about the three, finds Denny from downtown. Buries it! 2-point game.
Welcome back in to the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you, joined by my man Brendan Slaughter on the other side of the glass. Brendan, I don't like not having the music. I don't have a Pavlov's dog, reaction to here we go.
That's true.
Throws me off. You know what? You just might have to make an executive decision to bring it back. You're the producer. You have the power. All right. I said we wanted to take the time to hear from Coach Splitter. My guess is he was probably short and sweet after that one as the team, gets to the play and heads to NOLA. This is just like Miami. You want to wipe the slate clean and move on. It is time now to head to the Coach's Corner.
Yeah, that was one of the options. It worked out, but like I said, that's credit to Tumani pass and JG to catch it. I mean, that's it.
Coach, your Blazers team has a lot of heart. Just talk a little bit about this ball club. You guys are banding together and just competing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the things that I promised when I got here, right? Like, we're going to compete, and that's what the guys are doing. Now, you're going to win, you're going to lose some games. We're going to stay together. It's part of this game. It's a long season, but this one was hard. This one was hard.
Coach, we know that Hanson Young is adjusting to the NBA pace. So what steps would you like to see from him as he works his way to the rotation? How has he been progressing so far from your point of view?
He's doing a good job. He's not just on the court, but doing also extra cardio, extra weights, just getting ready for, whenever he's called up to go there and perform. The kid is working. I give him credit.
Really appeared like Shaden offensively took him over, put the team on his back. Does that show some growth in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game that I thought that he was really himself and being aggressive, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. And he shot. I don't know what he shot today, but, looks better. More, his legs are under the shot. So hopefully we have Shea like this for a long time.
I would agree, Coach. I hope you got Shea like that for a long time. Very good game for Shaden Sharp as he bounces back. And again, I just want to reiterate, I feel like Drew Holiday is just getting a lot of undue heat tonight. I'm getting the messages from, oh, Drew's a bum or Drew cost his game. No, he did not. Drew did not cost you that game. Drew's play just happened to be the play that happened closest to the end, so you latch on to it. No game is decided by that one single play. There's so many things that can cost you the game in the long run. Like I said, Shea hits that free throw, it changes the game. That goaltend is called, it changes the game. Donovan Clingan has more than 2 points, it changes the game. Like, there is a lot that impacts that overall situation. I mean, Tumani Kamara and Donovan Clingan are two of your starters. They combined for 10 points. Meanwhile, Magic had 4 players in their starting lineup with 19 or more. I love Tumani Kamara. I love Donovan Clingan. But at some point, you got to figure that part of your game out too, or you become a liability if you cannot score that basketball. Robert Williams played 14 minutes and 27 seconds tonight. Your backup center, which is about exactly half of what Donovan Clingan played. And in that time, he had 7 points. He had more points than your starting center. The Blazers need more out of Donovan Clingan, and they need Shaden Sharp to get his offense right. There's so much there. The tip in late, the fouls that were called, misfire. There's so much that impacts the game. So to look at Drew Holiday, which quite frankly, I think Drew Holiday got fouled by Black. Anthony Black got him across the arm. At least it looked through it in the one angle. As he goes, gets him across both arms. That's when he loses possession of the ball. And then Banchero's right there to get it. And Banchero, credit to him, played clean defense that entire time and was just right there, right place, right time. But Drew got hounded. I think that Drew Holiday has been very, very good for this team early on. And we're talking Drew Holiday cost you that game. Drew Holiday almost had a triple-double. Drew Holiday almost had a triple-double. He has also happened to have a turnover in a clutch situation. You could argue for the same instance that Drew Holiday being responsible for at least, depending on how many of those were threes, but at least 27 points. Yeah, he helped you be in the position you were. Didn't cost you the game. All right. It is time to hand out a game ball. Brett just says, "Don't get me started on the refs." I won't even say that name again. I won't mention it. I don't want to get you started, but it was bad. All right, time to hand out a game ball, and the game ball tonight, pretty easy in this one. It goes out to the guy Shaden Sharp. Shaden Sharp had his best game of the year, 31 points, 12 of 18 from the floor, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. He also had 3 rebounds. He had an assist, just 2 personal fouls, just 1 turnover. He had a +4, which is the second highest on the team. Oh, you know who had the highest plus minus on the team if you're using that as a good metric? Oh, yeah, Drew Holiday, the one that everyone's dogging on today. He literally helped you stay in this game. I don't understand it's short-sighted hate. If he would have played bad for all 4 quarters and he's just turning the ball over left and right, I mean, that's one thing. But, man, Drew's been so good this year. Imagine if you didn't have him. You don't have Drew. You don't have Dame. You don't have Scoot. You have no point guard. There ain't no way you're 5-5. I'll tell you that much for a fact. Ain't no way you're 5-5. Shaden Sharp, 100% gets the game ball. Good question in the chat is what has happened to Tumani's offense? I was hoping for some improvement this year, but it feels like he has taken a step back. Is this who he really is, or will he get back to what he was last year? I think right now it's hard because look at the lineups that they're rolling out there. I think it's clear that this team needs shooting, but when you're rolling out those lineups and Denny can be hit and miss, Donovan Clingan is sitting out at the 3-point line. Like there's just the defenses are out there and just forcing you guys to be in tough shots sometimes. And forcing you to beat him. I think you just need 2 to get to the point where he's comfortable, where he can start hitting that corner 3 again with ease. Understand your limitations on offense and just be confident. That's the only thing that seems to be missing right now is confidence. He got that last year, and when he did, he got on a roll. And I think he'll get there. I just think, you know what? You got paid, and you're have the team trusting you, and maybe there's just a little bit of pressure with that. I know it would be pressure on me. Chad walks in tomorrow. Hey, Burkhardt, you're my co-host, and we're signing you $20 million a year. I'm like, what? $20 million a year? Well, you've been doing really good, and you earned it. Okay.
Can I be your assistant?
Yeah. But the point is, like, when with great power comes great responsibility. Like, that's a lot of pressure, and sometimes the pressure can take some time to get used to. There was no pressure on Tumani Kamara when he was the second-round pick who was thrown into the Dame trade and was lighting it up. But now there's pressure, and maybe that's just taking him a second. Maybe he's overthinking the process. I think these things, like the mental part of the game, is just as important as the physical part of these games. I think Tumani will be fine, and I think that defense still needs to be his calling card because he's so good at it. And then offensively, it needs to click to the point where, like, getting me 12 points a night, but doing it on good shooting numbers with your defense. That's where you can accept it. It's the nights where it's a massive struggle for him and he's not giving you points. I mean, tonight, 3 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. That's not helpful. That leads to those long rebounds, which leads to easy points, which is something that Orlando got today. It feels like this is the first time in a while that Portland just got blasted on the glass. They lost the rebound battle 50-38. So you got to be smarter. Go away from that 3 when it's not working. Get the ball on the floor. Attack the rim. And I do 100% think, Sean, that changes a little bit when Scoot Henderson gets back in this lineup. Scoot Henderson gives you someone who can put the ball on the floor and who can attack the rim. And with that, the gravity, right? If I'm going to draw the rim, it's going to start to bring defenses in, and then I can start to throw it out. And that's where you get a lot of those open threes that these guys can hit. So, yeah, I think he'll be okay. We're only 10 games in, man. We're 10 games in. Give it to at least the end of November. before we start hitting the panic button. I feel like I want to have honestly like about 25 games. I mean, little more than a quarter of the season to have an idea of what we're really dealing with. All right, once again, the Blazers fall to the Orlando Magic, 115 to 112. But guess what? Only dead men tell no tales. Okay? And the Blazers are still quite alive. And they get to tell more tales on Wednesday when they take on the New Orleans Pelicans. And also shout out to anybody who got that Pirates of the Caribbean reference. It is the GOAT ride at Disneyland. I don't want to hear any other debates. I mean, there are cool ones. Rise of the Resistance, all that stuff. But no, Pirates is the GOAT. Pirates is the absolute GOAT. Dead men tell no tales. I kind of want to write it right now. All right, but once again, Blazers fall to the Orlando Magic 115 to 112, drop their second game in a row. But they have a chance to end the skid on Wednesday against the New Orleans Pelicans down there at Smoothie King Arena. Tip off at 5 o'clock, which means I will have game day for you at 3. Brendan, thanks for all your work. Hoping we could have got a win for you after that tough Saturday, but you know what?
We're back together on Wednesday. We'll get it on Wednesday. Pelicans are struggling.
Yeah, and you need to text me at noon if you're getting lunch. Don't leave me hanging again.
This is true. Well, we might be carpooling, so it should be easy to coordinate.
This is true. All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Once again, I'll be with you game day on Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Until next time, have a good one, Rip City.